Guys, welcome back to the I Don't Know podcast. I am your host, Deondra and Marshall. I am in the building with Edward Crenshaw, who is the mayor of Gallatin. I also have two special guests in today. One really doesn't need any type of introduction. She is an entrepreneur, amongst other things. She has been featured on this show more than once. We have back in the building Deondra and Moore, and we have our current new guest on for this week, Darrell Barr. So, just to give you guys just a quick synopsis of what we got going on today, we're gonna revisit child support. We now have a woman's opinion, which is greatly appreciated. We also have Darrell's opinion, which is also going to help expound upon what we have already talked about. And I want to go through everybody's week, make sure everybody's cool, make sure everybody's good. So let's start with Deondra. How was your week?
It was
Oh my, bro! Yeah, you.
No. I got you. No. That was me. That was me. My fault. I got pressing, but yeah, I was pressing buttons.
I didn't press nothing.
Go ahead.
No, my week was cool. Thursday was my life anniversary. I attempted to commit suicide a year ago on Thursday. So I mean, life is good. It was cool. I actually got the chance to like really celebrate and reflect and just show gratitude for like the little things as well as the big things in my life. So it was cool. I had an amazing week.
That's good.
Good deal.
What's up?
Good deal. Darrell?
Man, nothing. Work, get this money. You know what I'm saying? Make sure my little girl's straight. You know what I'm saying? Just spend time with her all weekend, really. So nothing big, just a solid plain old me, I guess.
That's good. Shout out to the dead. Shout out to the real deads.
You got to do it.
Exactly. Ed, what about you?
I had a good week, man. Went to my son's football game. I want to salute Gallatin on the win against Lebanon. Really proud of my son, man. He worked his ass off this summer as a sophomore. He got, I guess they call it green shirt or whatever. He moved up to varsity. And he starts on special teams, so they did real good. He plays corner. I'm proud of him. I got to brag on him.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Other than that, it's just the same typical, this black man taking care of his family, his kids. I'm not going to get on how today went, but I got my Crown Peach full cup behind my phone, and that's all I'm going to say.
Bet. So, like
Oh
I said,
my God.
You can't hear it?
I think our boys
No,
bite
I
out
can hear.
again.
I can hear.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay, cool, bet. All right. So I led last episode, and I want to really pay homage and really give the ladies a voice this week. So I'm gonna let Deondra go ahead and start us off for this week. So, floor is yours.
So us black women have had a very difficult week this week, with the whole Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez situation, but we can talk about that at another point.
Oh yeah.
Another point of the show. I initially brought the idea
Yeah,
to
we definitely can't get into that.
Yeah, I know. No, I know what you mean, exactly what you mean. That's a whole nother it's a whole nother show, quite frankly. So I had brought the idea to Deondra and Ed a couple of weeks ago to just kind of like do like a revisit as well as a part 2 to the child support episode, because it was so well received and highly acclaimed when we did the first one in August of last year. I also wanted to get somebody else to come on here, as well as a lady, so that you can all kind of feel it from our perspective, because a lot of people, like, the general kind of like idea is that what happens is that basically as soon as the father signs the birth certificate, it's like child support city, and it's really not that simple. There's a whole actual process that goes into it, and then some women, they just don't opt for that option immediately for the father to actually take care of his responsibilities. A lot of us, we just say, okay, well, he's not taking care of his responsibilities, I'll just go ahead and do what it is what I have to do. So anyways, I just kind of wanted to like bring that perspective, as well as just, ask y'all how y'all have and what your all's experiences is as far as child support is concerned.
Darrell, you can have that, homie.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
feel the system is farther than what it should be, regardless, because majority of the time is when a father goes into court, even if he's a good dad, bad dad, worse dad, not a dad, not there, whatever like that, we still get treated like we're never a dad anyways. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You don't even get your rights until you you're not even considered a father until you have to go through the court system. And that's the bad part about it. You know what I'm saying? You can call yourself a dad or somebody else can call you a dad, whatever. But through state of Tennessee, I'm going to say, you're nothing. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as you go in there, boom, you know what I'm saying? Did you sign the birth certificate, as you said? Well, we're going to go as far back as how long did you live with the mother when the child was born? That's what they do. And, you know, so I lived with mine for, you know what I'm saying, like 2 years, you know what I'm saying, after my daughter was born, and it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like they're biased, you know what I'm saying, in the justice system, in the juvenile system or whatever like that. And it's like, I'm a good dad. Well, I try to be. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own perspective on me, but I feel like absent fathers, you know what I'm saying, they deserve to have to pay child support, or, you know what I'm saying, take their time in jail or bond out. The mother gets the money, or, you know what I'm saying, whatever. But I feel the person or the father that does do or is there for the child, I believe that there shouldn't be no child support at all unless the father's just not doing what they're supposed to do. And sometimes fathers have it rough. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can't pay. And sometimes you can pay, but at the same time, is when you can't pay it, don't do nothing but go back for riverages, and you got to pay it regardless, or you lose your license, you lose your passport. You know what I'm saying? You don't get. I haven't got taxes in 6 years until this year. 6 years.
Damn,
that,
for real?
6 years, bro, until this year. Until this year, because of back child support, and it's not because I wasn't paying. It's because it was asked at the beginning. And then there was some times where I couldn't pay. So if I missed $400 for a whole month, you know what I'm saying? Guess what? It's going to be added right back on the child support. And then I don't get taxes again. You know what I'm saying? I don't get taxes again. And the thing about it is sometimes you get behind because if you start a new job, it takes a month before they even send the paperwork out to your job. So guess what? You're a month behind on the job. On the child support because the job hasn't even got the letter yet. And then it takes a whole another 2 weeks. I just feel the system is just jacked all the way off for the good dads, really. You know what I'm saying? Bad dads or absent dads, they deserve to be on child support or jail time. Best believe. There's no doubt about it. But good dads and fathers that are actually there with their child, no. I don't believe there should be any child support.
You have some good points. Like I said in the last episode, and a lot of women, didn't really agree with me, and some did agree with me. I just feel like it depends on the person's income. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I feel like, okay, let's say if I started dating this girl and we're like not even middle class, like we low middle class. We're not making that much money. We break up. She put me on child support. I'm living check to check. And you know what I'm saying? You get in that argument and be like, you know what? I can't be there. I just feel like as a woman, like women should feel like, you know what? I'm not going to put him through that hell. He don't got it. I know he don't got it. I don't want to have him struggling out here. Just do what you can. You know what I'm saying? Just try. But some women they want everything. They just want everything. And I just feel like I try to tell some women, if you're the father of your child don't want to be there, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's going to be hard. Like, I had custody of my son since he was like 1 year old. I've never been on government assistance, never asked for child support on his mama. I just thugged it out. It is what it is. And if you don't want to be in your son's life, oh well. You know what I'm saying? Her life was hell. She's been to, jail a couple of times. She got in some trouble, but you know what? People was like, man, just put on child support, man. Like, she has to learn. Like, for what? It's gonna make it 10 times worse than what it is. You know what I'm saying? And that's just my opinion. I feel like if somebody don't got it or somebody don't want to be there, I just feel like you just got to thug to it and do what's best for you and yours, because it's gonna be hell. Because either he gonna have the money for a couple of months, then next thing you know, you ain't gonna see a check for the next year. You know what I'm saying? You still gotta go through this bullshit. You still gotta go through it. Still gotta go through going to court, arguing with him, and blase. But like I was telling, like this one girl, like, oh, if a girl, if somebody has a baby and this dude living a lavish life, taking trips, going to clubs every night, buying new cars, and oh, that's a different story. Like, oh, you gonna have to do some, dog. You're gonna be in this child life, or you gonna have to pay up. That's just how I feel about it.
I got one thing to say on what you just said, though. The thing about it is, most women take men to court for child support because of the relationship didn't work out. I'm not saying all, but I'm saying most, because it is definitely most women that take men to child support because either they got a new woman or the relationship just didn't, you know what I'm saying, fall out. But at the same time, is like people can pay to support their child. But if the father doesn't want to be there or chooses not to pay whatever they paying, they should sign their rights over. That's how I feel. If you're not going to be a father, you might as well just give it up, so you don't have to go through the court system. You don't have to go through the mother. You don't have to go through nothing. Just give it up. That's one thing I would never do. I would never do it because, you know what I'm saying, I love my daughter, but if you feel like you don't want to go there or you don't want to do your time in jail or whatever, sign your rights over. Let somebody else step up and be the father. You know what I'm saying? That is a good dad. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a bad thing to say. You know what I'm saying? But I grew up without a father.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So all kids and all children deserve, you know what I'm saying, not just a mother role model, but a father role model too. You know what I'm saying? In their life, even if it's somebody that's going to be there that's not the biological father, regardless. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not even about putting the woman through it. Don't put your kids through it. If you don't want to be there, don't be there. Sign them papers.
Yeah.
Done deal.
Yeah. And one thing I want to say, ladies, 99% of the damn time, you know who the hell you laying down with. You knew he wasn't shit from the get-go. You knew he wasn't doing this and doing that. So why the hell would you let this man waste his whatever in you? You know what I'm saying? And that's what pisses me off. Like, a lot of these girls go ahead, I'm putting you on child support, I'm doing it. You knew how this dude was. He was a scumbag. You knew he wasn't doing this. He was doing it from the previous relationship. And you still decide to go ahead and go through hell having a child. It's not fair to that child to grow up without a decent father. It's not fair for you to go through that when you knew how this dude was. So,
yeah.
You know,
and most dudes, you got to think most men or most guys don't really ever want to see, you know, their baby mama fall off. So that's also used as a weapon as well, because somebody's always going to talk about, well, hey man, your baby mama is doing this and this. Well, of course you try to do the stand-up thing and go, okay, well, I'm not going to let you fall off. So you start supplementing some of that income, and then said party gets used to it. And now it's like, oh, okay. And then once you pull back because you find somebody else. So, and then that's one thing that's like, oh, okay, no, wait, you still got to support me. But like I said, it goes both ways. I think, me personally, you whether you are a baby mother or either a baby father, you can't let the other spouse fall off until they get straight. Period.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I definitely agree. And to your point, Ed, a lot of times, like speaking from a woman's perspective, a lot of times what happens is that women are empaths. We're natural nurturers. We're natural healers. Mm-hmm. So we think, oh, baby is this, baby is that. We understand that his strides in life are hard. So we think that we can fix that with love. So what actually happens is, another part of that is competition. So let me explain to you. I no longer really speak to this person, but I had a friend in my life that made it a point to sleep with her friend's baby's dad, and they ended up getting pregnant. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Who was his friend?
I will not be doing that.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
There is no name drops on there, and you know better. Your old Oprah looking ass.
My bad.
All good, but no. So that happened, and a lot of times it's competition. A lot of times it's healing as well. So what had happened was with the situation is that she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get back with or I'm gonna get back at this girl by sleeping with her kid's dad." Well, the girl ended up getting pregnant, and she had saw and actually was on the receiving side of him not being shit, not wanting to take part in the little boy's life, not wanting to pay child support. And this was all in the name of trying to get back at this girl, but ended up being screwed, you know, in the long run as well. So it can happen both ways. Unfortunately, it's a positive side to it. We like to love our men, especially Black women. We love to love our men through it. You know what I'm saying? And then other times it's just solely out of just like a personal vendetta against, you know, the man's previous baby mother.
Yeah, that's real. I have a
To your point, also, go ahead.
No, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro.
Well, think about it, like to expound on what Deondra said. A lot of the times, like you, like two people may have it worked out, and then said friend gets jealous. So then she's like, "Girl, you know what? You ought to put this dumbass on child support and get more money." It's just like I was reading something the other day, and it was a meme. Actually, it was a meme on Facebook that was like, so dude is paying you off the books like $500, and you listen to your homegirl, and your homegirl's like, yeah, you can get more, and then the court goes, no, you getting $250. That's it. And then you're like, oh shit, I got messed up. Well, you got to listen to your homegirl, and she played you. Why?
Exactly.
Because she's jealous.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is like the father's gonna pay, a good father is gonna pay more outside of child support than
no question.
Child support regardless. That's the bad thing about it.
Because he don't want the headache.
Yeah, they get so quick to jump to go to child support because, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're going to be in that system forever, but there's some daddies that get put on child support, and guess what? That's all you're going to get is child support. You know what I'm saying? And you walk away with $100, $200, $300 a month when you know what I'm saying, the daddy could be, you know what I'm saying, giving you this money or whatever like that to stay out of the justice system or the juvenile system, whatever like that. They don't believe in that. They want the max and then goes to try to get the max, and they ended up with lesser than what they thought.
Yeah, it's all about control, man. I feel like a lot of females that do stuff like it's all about control, you know, because I have homeboys that went through that same shit. Like they can do whatever for their little girl, and they go out and buy some new shoes. Oh, you bought some new shoes? I'm upping the child support on you next week. Like come on, bro. Like it's all about control. And a lot of these guys will jump. Every time they baby mom said they would jump because they were scared. They don't want to go to court. And I just feel like the system needs to do something, man. I don't know what the hell they need to do, but every time a man go to court, man, it's like an automatic fail, man.
Not in Sumner County, it won't.
I don't know. Like I said, it's just wild, man, like how the system is. And I wish they come up with some type of plan, like on both sides can come to an agreement to, you know, to pay a certain amount or this and this and that. And the question I'm finna get to, how much do you think a person should pay for per child if they're on child support? Your opinion.
Who, me?
Deondra. Then you're next.
For me, I think it should be income based. The way that I understood child support even before filing, like for me personally, was that it was income based. And that's the way that I think that it should be based as far as the amount of payment. I really think that, and I'm not sure. This is information that I did not look up, but I can definitely look up. Is it's income based, but not only income based as if like you don't have any other bills or the kid's dad doesn't have any other bills. It needs to be like a full kind of like
it's before taxes, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like how it goes is like whatever you make before taxes, they base it off of that. Like it was a guy that he was making like $50,000 a year, and it was like him and his wife. He got paid weekly, and they was he was paying like $650 a month, like $650 a month, like $100 and something a week, and this man check was only like barely over $500. And he
see the thing. Go ahead. See the thing about that is like it is based off your income before taxes, but another thing that they throw in there too is like, okay, so just say the woman has two children, right? But only one of them's yours. They take a partial credit from that woman's income because she has another child and takes it from her gross pay. So basically, just say if the man makes just say $7,000 a month, You get what I'm saying? And the woman makes $7,000 a month. So basically, it's even, right? But once they take out any kind of insurance that being paid from the mother, or if the mother has 1, 2, 3, 4 kids or whatever, they take a percentage out. So like, you know what I'm saying? For me, she has another child. They took like a little over $300 out of her income, you know what I'm saying, and deducted it from that. So guess what? Now she's under what she was making before. And that's how they go off of it. But they go off of a percentage now instead of who makes the most or who makes the least. They go off a percentage. So just say if my percentage is, you know what I'm saying, 60%, hers is 40%, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to pay a lot more child support. But even when it's even, I'm still paying a lot more child support because she's got them deductions taken off of her gross income every month. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Another question, Darrell, why is it when a woman is not working, we have to pay more in child support?
They do that because there's no income coming into the house for that woman. You get what I'm saying? So basically, okay. So just say if the woman loses her job or not working anymore, and the father still is, she can take the father right back to court, and she can be like, "Oh, well, I'm not working. You know what I'm saying? He's still working." So that percentage that you had before, it's completely out the window now. You're finna set something else different in stone because she's not working. So guess what? Your child support is gonna go up. I got a homeboy, right? So he's got 2 kids, and he was paying a certain amount a month or whatever like that. He finally got his back child support paid off. So the baby mama took him back to court, and she stopped working, took him back to court, and they was like, all right, well, you're gonna have to pay so much more than what you was paying before. And then they turned around and hit him for 2 3 years back child support for the whole time that she wasn't working, and now he's right back behind on child support, and he has to pay more.
Bro, wow.
Yeah.
Dead. I have a GoFundMe account.
No, I'm for real. And the thing about it is, like, he does for his kids, like, big time. So basically, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't enough. So she took him back to court because she wasn't working. And they hit him for 2 more years of back child support after he paid his back child support off 4 years ago. Yeah. And they took him way back again to the amount that he's paying now. And now he's right back on back child support. And I feel like it's stupid because some people are just out for the money. Some people are just out to be greedy. I feel if a woman needs my money to take care of my child, she don't deserve my child. I should deserve her. I should be the one paying for everything and doing what I need instead of giving somebody else my money to barely get by.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You bring up a great point. Now with that, I have to fully applaud, and I want to give Deondra an opportunity to answer because that was a woman-based question. But like I said, if one parent loses a job, I think that the custody should actually flip. Now, granted, there are some situations that you don't want to put a child in if a parent is abusive or it's just a bad relationship, whatever else. But on mutual terms, on most terms, if you lose your job, I think that the custody should flip until you get another job, or it should flip indefinitely because you're not working. You're clearly not, especially after a 90-day period, you clearly don't want to work. So that is child neglect in my eyes because you aren't providing the needs for somebody who can't provide for themselves.
Yeah. But they don't see it that way because child support is coming in.
Because the state makes a cut off of it too, don't they?
They do.
It depends on certain things. Like if you're on like family assistance or government assistance or food stamps or something like that, especially 10 care. 10 care is the biggest thing. Like majority of the time, mothers don't get the complete amount of child support sent out because if anything's government assistance, the government takes back a partial payment for that until the father goes and like basically puts their child on their insurance. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? You're really not paying the state too because you're paying your certain amount of child support, but the mother's not getting her direct amount of child support. Well, that's what I've seen, you know what I'm saying, in my 6 years of paying the child support. You know what I'm saying? So things might have changed. I ain't been to court in, you know what I'm saying, maybe 4 years. So I don't know.
Praise God.
I don't want to go back.
So let me understand this. I want to make sure that I'm getting this correct. You believe that if the mother is not working, the custody would, and this is for like all y'all sound off.
Okay.
that the child needs to go to the father if the mom is not working, or are you saying that I'm paying child support, she needs to be with me anyway?
I feel it should be joint.
Okay.
If one parent is not working or other parent is not, I don't feel like you should give full custody to the other or the either. I feel like it should be joint, especially if you're trying to help each other. It should be joint until the next person get back on their feet. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it can still be that bond between the child or the children between, you know what I'm saying, both parents. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Okay.
My opinion, I feel like it depends on the situation.
Mhm.
Like if you a couch potato, you out here getting all these government assistance and shit, ain't doing nothing with your life. Yes, I need full custody if you ain't
Mhm.
working. But if you're like trying to better yourself, you going to you going to school, you doing extra stuff. Like okay, I understand. You know what I'm saying? I think we should have joint custody, and you know till you get on your feet, till you get you some money coming in, then we can what I'm saying talk about and switch roles or whatever. But if you ain't, I guess a lot of females ain't doing shit, man. They just collecting a check from everywhere, and the guys out here working their ass off, slaving in these 2 or 3 jobs just to
I'm
pay
trying to
off.
tell you.
You know, what I mean? It's not right, man. Like me as a man, we already go through enough, man. Like just being a man is enough. You know what I'm saying? And just to have like you work your ass off every week, and you look at your damn check, and you barely have enough to survive on. That's like your whole manhood is just like, bro, what the fuck? Like you just want to give up everything, man. But like I said, it's just depending on the situation. If a woman's going to school trying to get her life together, then I understand. But if you a couch potato, I need all of that. Sign them papers. He's coming with me. The baby's coming with me. So that's just my opinion.
Okay. DeAndre, do you feel like you can weigh in?
Um, with this, I feel like that I was taking it from the perspective of two people can't get two people. I was taking it from the perspective of from where two people can't get along. Um, Now, granted, like I said, I'm in a different situation, so we get along. It's not, it's not that deep. I got you, you got me. Whatever. But there are those situations where you have two people that they just can't get along.
Yeah.
And if you're going back and forth, and you get to a point to where, okay, you clearly see that this person is in and out of a job consistently, so they can loop this system and keep playing this same Groundhog Day to stay out of doing something. Then I think that should be looked at. I think that at that point, somebody should go, or some type of caseworker should come in and go, hey, look, all right, look, this isn't fair to this kid, nor is it fair to this guy, because initially this is going to affect the not only the relationship between him and the other person, but this is going to have an effect on the kid, because there's going to be a whole bunch of slick talk. And now flipping the custody back and forth, I may have been a little bit gross with that description, because I can't describe someone's intent, but intent does need to be looked at. I don't know what type of scale that we could determine intent on, but I can also say that if somebody's intentions are clear and just, you're going to be able to see it. If they shady, you're still going to be able to see it, because those two are the extremes of the situation. That's truly what I can say. But I mean, to what everybody else is saying, I think honestly, if I can't support my child from a financial standpoint, I should at least be able to go, okay, I'm going to relinquish this for a set amount of time for said until I get this back in order, and then I can go ahead and do my thing. Now, does that affect my visitation? Yeah, a little bit, but that also lights a fire under my rear end to know, okay, I got to get this stuff together, or else I'm not going to see my kid. And my kid is important to me. Now, if you have a spouse that's really about something and knows that, hey, look, you putting in those hours, even though, or you putting in that time, even though that we aren't together, then that can be bent a little bit, and it will be bent, because that these people that you've created a relationship with, you're no person with a good heart and in their right mind is going to keep you from something that brings you joy, period.
Yeah,
that's just in my opinion. Now, for the situation that we discussed earlier, where somebody's trying to get back, you're gonna clearly see that, and it's gonna be fucked up. Period.
Right. So you guys were talking. We were talking about. If you're just now joining us, we were talking about custody as far as like how child support fits into that. So let me ask you guys a question. In a perfect world, and like I said, this is for the entire panel, so to speak. When we talk about custody and when we talk about child support, I feel as if that goes for just like the actual child. It doesn't go towards the mother unless the circumstances are like extreme. So in a perfect world, what would happen if child support or just like the state system went ahead and started integrating welfare checks? And I don't mean like actual like welfare checks the way that we are accustomed to them. I mean like actually having a social worker or some type of professional actually go in and start doing actual welfare checks with whoever the child is staying with, whoever the custodial parent is, just to make sure that the actual monies that you guys are paying into are going towards, the benefit and the well-being of the child. What would that, like, how would you all feel if that was something that was implemented as a part of, the child support process?
Darrell, want to go first? I'll go.
Okay.
I don't know. I really there's always something to everything. If you get my drift on it, you know what I'm saying. So even if that would be something that would be brought up to be able to be worked, I don't know. It'd be something to it. It's always something to it when it comes to it. You know what I'm saying. So like, okay, you got this. Okay, you got a social worker. So so I send so and so amount of child support. You know what I'm saying? It comes in on a Wednesday. Okay, you know what I'm saying? You and my child's got to go to the social worker to get whatever you need. Okay, you go, but who want to do that every day? I mean, who every week? You get what I'm saying? Some people are not going to want to do that every week. So guess what? It's going to be like, oh well, I'm not going to do that. Let's just go back to the other way. I feel it could work to an extent, but a man and the woman, they'll probably be right back in child support again to try to figure out another way to get out of that, because it would be a way that it wouldn't work either. So I don't know. I would be up for it to an extent, but I really wouldn't. It wouldn't even really just matter.
Yeah, I'm on the same page with him. It's the same exact thing. Yeah, it's like, who want to go through that every week?
I'm a little bit different, and I'll explain why. Okay, so if you're gonna create a welfare system within the welfare system, here's how I think that it would basically work out. So depending on the age of the child, you have percentages. So let's say you got a child that's from 5 to 8. Oh, okay. So let's just start with the baby year. So you got a baby. So you've got to get diapers, you've got to get formula, all the necessary needs have to be met. So that's at least, let's give that a cool 40%. Okay. You got 60% of the payment left. So you at least take 10 to maybe 20 percent and stack that back in some type of fund, whether it be a trust, whether it be a bond, whether it be some type of wealth building asset. And then you use let me see. So I've got you
got another 50%.
So you got 30% left. That 30. Yeah, another 50. Sorry, my math is wrong. So you got the other 50% to provide, shelter, all that stuff to help out with the things that somebody else may need. Then you go through the early elementary and school years. So of course those things are going to get, classroom things, backpacks, all that stuff. But you're still taking a percentage out to put in that bond or to put in that trust, or then start a college fund or whatever. So now not only are you helping each parent out, each parent has skin in the game to make sure that kid is going to do better than what they done. Hey, mom and dad care about me, even though they're not together. Hey, look, I know I'm getting taken care of. And then you go through your teenage years where they're definitely more independent, especially around 15, 16, 17, because most people at that point in time start working. It may be 20 hours a week or whatever, but that's their pedal around money. But as a parent, until the age of 18 or until you go to college, there's being something subsidized inside of that system, so that way that you can go, okay, I know dad wasn't there, but his checks made sure that I went to college. Or you go to some type of tech school. Right. Or even at this point, with us being in a capitalist system, why not take that percentage and go, okay, now go start your own business. Be your own man.
Yeah.
That for me stimulates the whole economy, and it helps improve everybody. And who knows, a parent may look and let's just be real. A lot of parents get into these situations early and young. So not only are you teaching a child, you're teaching other children having children. That way they don't continue to be stuck in the cycle of, oh, I'm always going to be broke. Oh, this is a terrible thing. Yeah. No, I can get out of this, but I have to manage my money.
Yeah.
But see, the thing about that is, I'm saying, I'm going to go on the teaching thing. I'm sorry. You're saying you're trying to teach the child to do this, do that, or whatever like that. But at the same time is if the child sees what the mother's doing growing up throughout the years and still collecting this child support or family assistance, whatever like that, they get grown to what their mother doing. And then guess what? They're going to be out on the streets wild, doing whatever they want to do, having babies. And then guess what? They're going to be, boom, right back into the system where the government actually wants us to be anyways, especially as African-American men and women, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like what they see is what they see is basically what they're getting taught, and they're going to take it too. So it's kind of hard to say that you can teach a child to do this or take this or whatever like that when they're seeing what they're getting taught without being taught. You get what I'm saying?
The environment,
product of their environment.
The environment they're in, that's like, okay, this is what I see, so this is the norm for me. Mm-hmm. So that's
why the process is going over and over and over to generation to generation to generation to generation, because nothing's ever going to change. It's never going to change until somebody goes in and changes it. And I feel like it could be more of dads or moms that really understand in the system. You get what I'm saying? It's not a lot of them in there. It's a lot of, single or old married people or whatever that really don't give two shits about who comes in there. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like it needs to be more of us, more of the people that know, more of the people that's already been through it or understand, which, they're never going to hire people like that, because guess what? The state and the government's got to get their money too.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything dealing, man, with politics, all that, like I said, bro, it's all about bread, man. Mm-hmm. It's all about control and money, man.
Yeah, exactly. The only color that actually matters is green at the end of the day.
That's all that matters.
Every time. And when I used to go to court, it was $113 every time I had to go to court, and guess who had to pay for it?
You.
The father.
That's what happened to me, G.
It's bad.
When I went, like, if people go back to the child support episode, the first one I was telling my story, man, when I'm not gonna tell the whole story, but when it was like the state sent me a paper in, it was the first time ever. Like, I was like, what the hell is state versus Edward? Like, what the hell is this? And we go down there, and his mother was, I'm not gonna say she was doing it illegally or whatever. I don't know what the hell was going on, but she was still getting government benefits and stuff, and they thought she had the child. You know what I'm saying? And then the state was trying to get me for back child support and stuff. So when I brought that photo out to show him, like, he's been with me this long, he's been going to elementary school down here, he lives with me, and like the whole atmosphere just changed. And then when it came to paying court costs, he was like, well, somebody gonna have to pay court costs. I was like, well, why she can't pay it? Why I gotta pay? He's like, well, she don't got no job right now. So I had to pay like $300 something for court costs in Murfreesboro. I was like, why? Like, why? He said, well, you're the one with the job. So I was like, that makes no sense at all. And I was like, that's wild, bro. So
I got put on child support and I wasn't even working. Imagine
that. Said, keep your heart, keep your heart.
Because he was like, are you working? And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? No, not right now. This was 6 years ago though. And then he was like, well, what was you making, you know what I'm saying, the job before? And I was like, man, probably like $10, $11. You know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing out a number or whatever. And he was like, all right, well, we're going to base it off that. I'm like, I said, how am I supposed to even pay for this? Because I'm not even working right now. Just for me to get behind. And then when I do start working, you y'all can just take all my money, and then how am I supposed to support my daughter or pay my bills at my own place for her to, you know what I'm saying, live and be sheltered and clothed, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, that's real. Hey, DeAndre, go to some of the comments and see what they saying. We can answer some of their questions because
I can read them, but I can't. I mean, I can read fast. I just can't.
Me too.
Like,
or anybody that can like.
Somebody said, here I got one. Somebody says, why not try to see if those downfalls outweigh the ones we deal with nowadays? Seem worth a shot as of now, but I've never dealt with child support, to be honest. Did you get what it was saying?
No, I don't understand what they're saying.
She said
I'm lost.
It says when we was talking about, you know what I'm saying, the pros and the cons of, you know what I'm saying, two parents co-parenting to deal with child support or taking custody or whatever like that, they was like, why not try to see if those downfalls outweigh the ones we deal with nowadays? Seems worth a shot as of now, but I've never dealt with child support.
I don't know what that's asking.
Yeah, you got to rewrite.
Yeah, whoever they need to clarify that for us, please.
Well, DeAndre, DeAndre, you can post the comments, can you?
Yeah, they're popping up like as we're talking.
But I
really have read this 4 times.
Yeah,
I don't know what to say.
Go to the go to the next one. Somebody had a real good one. It was a long one.
It's either Chapel or Greg, so shouts out to them.
You talking about the one about what do you think if your ex with a child remarried?
Yeah.
It says, what do you think if your ex with a child remarried, the new man in her life tells you he doesn't want or need your child support because he's the man of the house and basically tries to cut you out of their life? You send checks and they don't cash them or even mails them back with rude things wrote on the checks. Fast forward 13 years. And you, I don't even know. I don't know what that says. Yeah, okay, yeah. I think it's spelled wrong. But to court for child support, and you owe them back child support of $79,000 for a child that now has turned 18. I feel that is you.
Damn.
Golly, you might as well go to jail.
80K? Yeah, just give me my time, B. Like, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you.
Man,
yeah.
The only thing I can say that you need to get a lawyer, G.
Yeah,
but the thing about it is, once the child turns 18 and there's nothing else set in stone, the child support doesn't exist anymore.
It does not now.
Yeah.
In that situation, you definitely need to make sure that you, like you said, Ed, get a lawyer. You need to definitely set a court date, and you need to start bringing that to say, like, here is the check that I mailed, on April 16, 2016, in the amount of $820, where this man, Your Honor, wrote that he said he didn't need my little feeble $820, and and they came back again. So here's all of this.
Yeah, you need to get you a lawyer, dog. Like, that's wild because
that's nasty.
When I went to court, like for my son, when the state they tried to get me for, I had all receipts,
right?
Where he lived at, what school he went to, the classes he was taking. The clothes, I had everything, and they couldn't say nothing. Like, what can you say when the evidence is right there in front of you?
Exactly.
All the judge looked at me and smiled and said, "Well, we got to redo another court date." So
he said that was my friend, by the way, not me.
Oh, his friend.
Oh, okay. Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah. Tell your friend.
Appreciate it.
Tell your friend to get him a lawyer.
He needs two of them, probably.
Yeah. Is there another question? Is there another question we can answer?
Let's see. Sorry, I think I did that.
Okay, that's one right here. Read that, DeAndre.
We as a community are taught in a lot of ways that singular shows strength when it stems from us being divided. So independent women, man of the house, the list goes on. We have an awakening. We have awakened a sleeping giant to be heard as one, but
what tests your heart the most when you see that some black people actually benefiting off these present ideas?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, appreciate the help there.
Who is it?
I don't know. It just says Facebook user.
Yeah, me too.
Right. So again, another great point as we continue through this new awakening, through this new not really new blackness, but as we revisit blackness, as we did in the 60s and 70s, it's protecting our black women, protecting our black men, which we hear all the time. But when it comes down to the system, we oftentimes put a third party in there to negate that principle. And this is again what I was trying to say earlier, especially with giving a percentage and making sure that there is some type of trust or some type of liquidable asset there for the child and or that family, because how many times have we heard people of people breaking up and then going through and then starting this process of going through the system and then getting back together. Well, the bond has already been broken, and it's going to continue to stay broken as long as we're in the system. I think this along with prison reform should be reformed, and that's it. Because these two entities are running side by side. They are definitely parallel. Because they feed one another. If you can't work, you're on child support, you go to jail. You get out of jail, guess what? You start working, you can't pay, you go back to jail.
Yep.
So I want to give it to everybody else and see how they feel about it.
I definitely believe that it is all about how you were raised and how you grew up in the product. Not the product, and just like being an actual product of your environment. And that can work two ways. So for me personally, the majority of my life, I was raised by a single mother. However, she definitely wasn't one of those things like, your daddy. Can we curse on her? Because I cuss.
Yeah.
Okay,
go ahead.
The demographic.
Long you ain't call nobody no B's and O's. That's the only thing.
Yeah, don't.
I've been trying to not cuss the whole time.
No. That's right. So, my mom, God bless her, was never one of those people that made it a point to tell me like what our dad was or was not doing. Like she always had, and that's where I get it from. Like my hustler mentality and my hustler spirit comes from my mama. So, but I realized that a lot of people grew up in like, you just like your daddy ain't doing shit, this, that, or the other. It really is about the way which you actually come up and what you're surrounded by. And I think it goes back to what Darrell was saying earlier about that cycle. It's all about, how you actually grew up in the ways that you, the things that you're exposed to or accustomed to. Because as you grow into adult, as you grow into an adult or even adolescence, you don't know anything different. And then, of course, the stuff that's put on, social media and just like media content in general is like thrown at us constantly. So, it's coming from both you're inside the home and outside the home. So it's like, how do you even get into like tunnel vision to where you want to do better for yourself and you want to learn, other tactics and techniques and learn other environments?
Yeah,
I'm gonna say something on that. The reason why people don't want to do that is because we get no option. So we don't get no option to even try to do better or try to come up or do anything like that, because once that child is born, the mother gets the option. The father don't get no option ever. The mother got that option. So, and basically in the world, it's like, once that mother gets that option, guess what? They take the black man out of the household. Or not even just the black man, the man out of the household. You get what I'm saying? And once they take the man out of the household, here comes everything else. Boom, 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 boom. And guess what? They don't need us no more. You know what I'm saying? And then we're paying out all this money and they still don't need us. So I don't know. It's just the world's crazy, the system's crazy, and so my daddy was on child support and I ain't see a lick of that. And now they'll hit me up if I'm $10 short on child support. I get letters every month reminding me about a payment, and it comes out of my check. Why you reminding me? You need to be reminding my job. You know what I'm saying? It's
get your reparations, fam. Go get them. Hey, you need to send it back a letter. Hey, bro, where mine at? I'm still waiting on mine.
I'm trying to tell you.
Like Drake said, my dad's still old child support from 1991.
Oh,
no question. No question.
Wow. So,
I got one more I want to show.
Yeah, what you got?
You me read it?
It don't matter.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you think child support should be reduced upon remarriage of the custody holder? Should be modified based on 3 incomes instead of 2?
I thought it stops when they get married.
No. It don't stop.
I thought it stops when they get married and then the actual like stepdad adopts them, or do they actually have to go through the process of adopting them?
If he takes the child in, the child support stops.
Okay.
No.
That's hella pressure on him though.
If he
what you signed up for, you didn't sign up for just the sandwich. You signed up for the whole combo.
I thought if he takes the child in once they get married, put him on his insurance and stuff, it's over with.
No. Well, what I've heard is like if just say if I'll go get married, right? Guess what? It's 2 incomes now because we're married and we file taxes and everything together. So guess what? If I owe back child support, it's gonna come out of both of our taxes.
Okay.
It's not just gonna come out of her, it's gonna come out of hers. Yep. That's how it goes now.
Yeah. But how can you put that pressure on somebody else? Please tell me that you can be like, hey, babe, I really love you. No, nigga, you got the babies. Go ahead.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you take them in the household. It doesn't matter about none of that. If I go get married and we file taxes and we do them together or whatever our income is together, guess what? It's gonna come out of both of ours.
Well, there y'all have it, y'all. Y'all have the answer. I thought I knew it, but this is the IDK podcast.
I'm trying to tell you.
That's wild,
it's rough. It's rough. So just say if you owe, you know what I'm saying, I go get married, you know what I'm saying, and we've been married for a year, 2 years, or whatever like that, and some magically reason I get behind $4,000 in child support, and then me and my wife we filed together, and it's time for child support to come see them taxes. Guess what? They coming out of both her taxes, not just mine. She gonna lose a couple thousand too.
And that's when the argument come in.
Unsubscribe.
Yeah.
Completely.
It's always gonna come. It's always gonna come.
Wow.
So how does that work? Do you guys know how that works? Like on the mom side, like if the mom gets married and like the custodial parent that's receiving the child support gets married, does the actual child support cease, or does the step parent have to go through the adoption process?
No, you'll have to go through the court system, and being that it's going to be a more income on the mother side, on the custodial parent side, the child support will cease, being that the mother is making basically with the other husband, you know what I'm saying, multiple times what she was making regardless. So there will be no reason for that man to pay child support again.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the only way child support stops when someone gets married if the father signs over all his rights to the man, right?
Right.
Yes, yes. Or they get joint custody. The two parents get joint custody. Joint custody will cut it off, and signing over all your rights will cut off child support too. Or one more.
Okay, go ahead.
I got one more. And if a father has 10 plus kids, there's no child support for none of them. That's why so many fathers out here having multiple kids.
You gotta run a dozen just to get it to stop. That's a runoff.
It was a guy.
I know one person.
It was a guy on was it the Maury show? It was like 5 years ago. I said he had like 15 kids and then to pay one lick of child support.
That is retarded.
Once you reach 10 plus, I know one person I do know that's had 10 plus kids, and he was paying child support, but once he had that 10 kid and he went to court, over with. Nobody gets child support.
You got puppies, bro. You got nothing but puppies and monkeys.
Is that just for individual kids, or does that work for like sets of twins, triplets, things of that nature?
And look, 10 plus twins, triplets, quadruplets, 1, 2, 17 different baby mamas. Guess what? It ends. But see, that's the crazy thing about it is, see, these women want to go so hard on these men to get this child support, and guess what? These men have beat the system. They're going out here and knocking up everybody, getting everybody pregnant, and guess what? Boom, 10 kids, and guess what? That ninth child that just got born 7 months ago ain't gonna see a lick of child support in the next 17 years. That's how it goes.
That man. If any man out here got 10 kids by 10 different women, they need their nuts cut off, bro. I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Well, I know one
snipping.
You know how hard it is being a father to 3 kids? Think about
to one. Just do one.
Literally, it's a thing. It's hard.
Is that in all states, or is that just Tennessee?
All I know is that's the state of Tennessee. I don't know about the rest of them. Some of them I have looked up when it comes to like relocation, you know what I'm saying, on children to different states or whatever, like out of states. But when it comes to any other, that's the only one I know is Tennessee. So,
Well, y'all,
It's crazy.
If y'all men don't want to be on child support, there you have it.
Wait, no.
Get the bus.
I'm
Popping them babies.
Oh,
Y'all
now,
approve that message next week. I'm not no.
But look though, the thing about it is if you have one and you want to stop paying child support, it's either you're gonna pay child support for the next 9, or you're having them every 9 months like that, or you know what I'm saying, you just say forget everything. You get what I'm saying, or you go to jail. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you still gonna either do one or the other until you have that 10th child.
Yeah. So you pay.
So it's kind of lose.
So you have 9 kids. You still got to pay child support to your 10th child, bro. You might as well be homeless.
You're gonna be homeless. What you mean?
You're definitely going to be homeless.
Damn.
On houseness.
And any woman that's dating a man that got that many kids, I ain't gonna say nothing bad about you, but I'm praying for you. That's wild.
Amen.
Exactly.
Some women
I'm
like
going
that.
to see with that prayer.
That's some true love, or he know what he doing in that damn bedroom.
Love.
That ain't love, bro.
Pre-cum a mug, bro. Hey, that do it to you too. You ain't gotta be good. It's just one of them one long drunk nights, and boom, that's one on the 3 you already got.
I'm gonna wake up like that ain't mine, bro. That's no way.
Wow.
Oh man, I got 3 more questions. So Deondra, hopefully you haven't forgot your point from like 5 minutes ago, and I want to revisit the point that was made that should the support go down if a couple reconciles and they go, you know what, we can work this out, and they have worked this out. And then I want to know, for anybody who has a special needs child, does the system take into account special needs, and how does that work?
You talking to me? I don't know.
Yeah.
V and I have been apart a year and a half, but I didn't put him on child support. For one, I don't think I'm ever gonna put V on child support. V has been amazingly good to both of my girls. And she lives with him. Thank you. Shout out to Vito.
Shout out.
So not only that, she actually is in the eyes of the law, V is actually the custodial parent because Allison lives with him because she has special needs. Reason being is because the house that we bought has a bigger room for her. We actually got a ramp put up for her, and she also receives overnight nursing. So all of her equipment, all of her nursing, all of her in-home appointments, they happen there. So we just decided that when we were going to split up, it made perfect sense to just leave her in that home. So yeah, for me, I don't know the answer to that question because he is not on child support, and like I said, he is technically the custodial parent.
I know that I'm not for sure, but I know if you have a handicapped child and I think you get put on child support, I think the insurance is high as hell.
It is
for sure. Because
now she's on Social Security, so her actual insurance is through like the government, so she's on Medicaid.
That's good.
But I'm trying to think if I know this already. But honestly, like, of course, because the child has a disability, the insurance is going to be high as hell anyway.
Yeah.
I have life insurance on, I don't have life insurance on Z, but I have life insurance on both of the girls. And it was very, very difficult to get a life insurance policy on Allison because of her deficiencies.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
That you know why they do that, Edward, is because being that she, you know what I'm saying, has a disability. You know what I'm saying? It's just like if you go to the doctor and they ask you all these questions about, you know what I'm saying, do you smoke? You know what I'm saying, do you have this in the past? Is your parents got this? Your grandparents got it? It's a liability. So, you know what I'm saying, when you go try to go get insurance or anything like that, it's like, okay, they look at it as like your grandmother, you know what I'm saying, she might not live, you know what I'm saying, 2 more years. What's the point of us, you know what I'm saying, having you know what I'm saying? They look at it like that. It's always a liability when it comes to things like that. So it's always going to be more expensive when it comes to disabilities or anything like that. So, you know.
Yeah.
Exactly. I have to pay a higher premium just so your couch. Okay.
I seen that.
Hey, who
I
wrote
was
that?
gonna mention that.
Hey,
I don't know.
who wrote that?
It says Facebook user.
I don't know.
No, Deondra, you on your laptop, ain't you?
Yes, sir.
Bro, who name
Yeah.
is it?
It says
It doesn't tell me. No. Yeah.
I'm on my
Now,
laptop
some
too.
people, yeah, some people it'll show, some people it won't. So I don't know. But whoever got jokes right now, stay hot. Hot take. Stay hot.
Yeah, I was going to mention that earlier, but everybody was in a good point on what we was talking about, so that's why I came back in the screen smiling.
I appreciate you keeping us on track because we'd have been way out west. Now going back to Deondra's topics.
That was great.
Anything else that we haven't covered?
I have one.
Run it.
Go ahead.
Actually,
Here we
I have
go.
two, but I think we can cover it in half hour. So, like, the process of child support. I know that you, Ed, and Deondra have weighed in. Darrell, what was that like for you? Was it a difficult process? Was it long? Was it exhausting? Did you feel heard? Did you not feel heard? What was that process like?
Did it piss you off? Did you go get a? Did you
now
go
look,
get a
I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it PG-13.
PG.
Right?
Keep it PG.
All right, PG. All right. Well, when I first started going to court, it's basically like, all right, we go to court. Like I said, I already told y'all before, I wasn't even working when I got put on child support. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was already pissed off from the jump anyways. But, you know what I'm saying? They put in the little order or whatever like that. Then I finally got back where I needed to be. And then, well, really how it all started is we'll go to court the first time. Then, boom, they're going to redo it. We got to set up another court date because it wasn't enough information there. So guess what? When we go to court again, I got to pay again. So then we go back again. We talk about it some more. We might have to go to court again. I think the first time the first year, I think I went to court maybe 10 plus times. And that's not just with child support. That's with visitation, you know, rights and all that extra stuff or whatever like that. But basically, I go in there and, you know, I have a cursed last name anyways. I'm a bar, and my daddy done shot the bars for the rest of our lives. So, you know what I'm saying? So I go in there, they look at me like I'm my damn daddy. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you ain't the only one.
You know what I'm
They say Clifford Crenshaw Sr.
It's rough. It's rough.
Like, damn.
So, you know what I'm saying? I was going in there and, you know what I'm saying, they was, you know what I'm saying, setting up everything, doing the child support. I'm mad because when I first did it, I was like, man, I'm going to go up here. I'm going to put myself on child support first. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to work in my benefit. And then, you know what I'm saying, things happen. I'm not going to get into details. I went up there and canceled it. And then, boom, you know what I'm saying, I'm right back on it again. You get what I'm saying? So after all the thing happened, we got the child support or whatever like that, it's like, you know, so I'm trying to bring paperwork up there, showing what I'm doing. The DA, state attorney, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Never mind. But he was like, well, why you didn't subpoena him to court? And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Here's a piece of paper and his number. You can call him, da-da-da-da-da. And basically, like, shitting on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what I'm doing, or, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a deadbeat father, and, you know, so my daughter's just been born, you know what I'm saying? But it just kept going and going. Finally, I took it back to court, trying to get a renewal, trying to get my child support lowered. They told me, you got insurance on the child. Yeah, I do. You know what I'm saying? Da-da-da-da-da. I got an extension on it. I'm moving to a new job or whatever. They try to hit me for $600 a month without insurance, and then $400 a month with insurance. And then the insurance that I had was like $210 for me and my child, and the deductible, you had to pay like $10,000 before the insurance even kicked in, and it was just ridiculous. And I got automatically put on that. I didn't sign nothing. I just automatically got put on it through child support. Child support's frustrating, especially when two people are not getting along. You get what I'm saying? And we've tried to work stuff out. You know, so we try to talk about things. You know what I'm saying? The best advice for fathers that try to get, you know what I'm saying, try to get any kind of rights or anything like that when it comes to child support, get visitations first before you even go to child support. That's the quickest thing to get in before child support, because child support is always pushed off. Get your visitations because your child support will always be less. Always be less. And don't just fight for every other weekend. Fight for every other weekend. Wins every Wednesday, alternated holidays, alternate weeks on summers, because if you don't, you're gonna be screwed. And I'm still gonna try to fight for some more, but it's only so much I can do, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to the juvenile system, any kind of custody or whatever like that. But I've came to the point where I just gotta face it. You know what I'm saying? I can't really just be mad. Sometimes I do be like, shit, I'm pissed off. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to send it this week. You know what I'm saying? I hope, you know what I'm saying, I'm not working this week. You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm so pissed off because I shouldn't even be in the system because I do so much for my child. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's a process. It's a real slow process because they want their money. But if you can stay out of the court system, stay out of the court system because once you're in there, you're never going to get out.
Oh hell no, not at all.
Never. So I feel it's crazy.
So
It's just too much. Man.
So your overall is just you hate it. It's just it's all effed up, jacked up.
Yeah, it's effed up. I've learned to accept it though because there's nothing really I can do about it unless. And I'm not finna go pay for no $2,500 lawyer when I can go read up on my own laws and beat everything in there anyway. So you know what I'm saying, it's really pointless in even doing it. You paying a lawyer just to come in there to get what, one more day visitations or $10 more. You know what I'm saying, deducted off your child support. That's not enough. I'll go in there and do it myself. The more they see me and me talking, the more they're gonna realize. They're gonna get tired of seeing me come to court. You know what I'm saying? That's why I kept going to court every time because they're going to get tired of seeing me. I'm taking up too much room. But it pisses me off. I've learned to accept it. It is what it is. I got 12 more years. I'm just going to keep doing what I got to do, take care of my little girl.
Yeah, I feel. I already know as soon as she turned 18, we're going to see they're going to buy a damn airplane. They're going to have a damn Hummer. Everything that he couldn't get while he was struggling, he going to have it. I'm even like, man, you deserve it, bro. You deserve it.
I'm gonna tell you
Exactly.
I'm gonna tell you one more thing though. The thing about it, there's a law in the state of Tennessee. Once your child, girl or boy, turns 12 years old, they have the right to choose where they want to go. And if your child chooses to go with a non-custodial parent, child support is cut off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people.
So, do you think that a lot of parents try to flip the kid at that point and try to entice the situation? Well, hey, you know, you should come over here and do this with me. And I have one more question: How does non-payment go along with COVID? You know, a lot of people in this era, like right now that we're living in, they don't have jobs because of COVID-19. So what happened to that support? Because you literally can't work.
All right, I'm gonna take off on your second one first. With the corona and the COVID or whatever going on right now, guess what? They still want their money. It doesn't matter if you're working or if you're not. And if you're not working and you're not getting that payment, they're gonna send you that letter in the mail and it's gonna go on your back child support. They sent me a letter when I switched jobs, and I think I missed maybe like 2 weeks here recently. And I switched jobs, and they sent me a letter and told me that if I don't make that two couple payments, whatever, then they're gonna suspend my passport and something else over 2 payments. That's ridiculous. And the thing about it is, Corona does have a big effect on bills, child support, groceries, whatever. I don't care what the government can give you. People still struggle. But the thing about it is, child support don't care. They don't care. It's either you gonna pay it or it's gonna go on your back child support, and you still gonna pay it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I seen on Facebook a lady was saying last week that they're doing it where, you know how y'all get child support how many times y'all get it a month? Every week, every 2 weeks?
My baby mama, she gets hers every week, but it's like if I send it out on Friday, she won't get it until like the Thursday of next week or something.
Okay, well, a lady was saying on Facebook, like since the corona started happened or whatever, that everybody's getting like 1 check a month now. She said she was getting like 1 check, like 1 full check every month, and that's it. They wasn't getting like every week or every other week what was going on. So
I ain't heard about that.
Yeah, because it was a woman on Facebook. I forgot who it was. I'm not gonna say her name or whatever. She was like, "Man, I haven't got child support and blah blah blah. My baby daddy ain't paying child support." And the woman was like, "They are paying it. They're either you're gonna get it in 1 full check that month, or it's gonna come later because of what's going on right now." So, child support.
I got one thing.
Yeah, for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm finna read on.
For me, I just started getting child support. Now, mind you, I filed back in 2016, but I just started getting child support, and I get so my kid's dad is in Georgia. So the way that mine works is that I get a phone call every week saying I don't get how much has been deposited in there. The only thing that I get is just like a voicemail that says that there's been some deposited, but it takes 2 weeks in order for it to deposit it onto my card.
Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy now, but I don't know.
That's different.
The thing about it is them workers up there, child support and everything.
They get a cash out, bro.
Exactly.
Say it again, Darrell.
I said the thing about it is the people that's running all the child support and running everything in Nashville or whatever or up here, man, they're still working. Because I'll be emailing mine and I'll be calling her and talking on the phone. They still at the office. You know what I'm saying? So it just makes no sense. But at the same time is I don't care when the child support comes. Come tomorrow, in 2 hours, next week, or a month, as long as they get it, I don't care.
That's all that matters, bro. Because you ain't trying to get behind. You ain't trying to get behind.
It's just something else.
Yeah, it's wild, man. Anything else you want to cover, Deondra?
Yes. So we talked a lot about like the actual child support and the relationship that you have with the custodial parent or your kid's mom or your kid's dad, whatever your situation is. So my question is do you feel as if the child can actually sense the tension and sense the animosity between and this is for the panel, between the two of you? And if so, how do you feel as if that affects your child?
I repeat it again. I didn't hear it.
I can.
I had a message. I'm sorry.
Chapel the one at the top that said
I'm sorry. No, Chapel was telling me to read one of her comments, and when you was we'll go over her comment after this. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the question is we talked a lot about the relationship between you and the custodial parent, or you and the kid's mom or the kid's dad. What do you feel as if the actual tension that's between the two of you affects the child? And if so, how do you feel as if it affects your child?
Who want to go? I'll go. I don't mind.
That's fine.
I feel.
He finna get his shots up. He going.
I feel my daughter. She knows. She's only 6, but she knows. She understands. She knows that there's tension. At times. I'm not gonna say all the time because sometimes I try to work with her. She try to work with me, regardless of whatever we're arguing about, or even if on a good day. You know what I'm saying? But I feel it does affect my child at the same time because I feel like she understands that we do have this beef, but how long is this beef going to be? You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Will it ever be where we can be cool and not argue or this, that, and the other? But she feels that it's tension, and if I feel it affects her because she don't have 2 parents in the household. You know what I'm saying? Well, her daddy, of course, and you know what I'm saying. There's been times where she's told me, she wants to live with me, and you know what I'm saying. There's times where she don't tell me nothing, but I feel like the tension me and her mother has is going to have a lot of effect on her because sometimes she feels like she can do whatever she want to do. She can say whatever she want to say because I feel like we're doing 2 different. Like I'm telling her one thing, she's telling her other. You get what I'm saying? I'm telling her, what's right here, and it might be wrong over there, or wrong here, right over there. Vice versa. My daughter knows there's tension, and I hate it. But so once you get through a lot of stuff, and you go through a lot of stuff, it's gonna be there for a while. There's no just jumping over it and being done with it. And my daughter sees it, so I don't know.
I feel you, G.
And you
feel me?
I feel you. My son, like people know, I've been having cussed him since 1. It really ain't no tension because I don't like speaking on his mom or any woman. I just feel like if you're there, you're there. If you're not, you're not. You know what I'm saying? The lifestyle she chose, it is what it is. But I mean, when I had Keyshawn, it was tension because it was tension. It wasn't tension, but it was more of him like, I I go to these football games. I play these football games. I do stuff in school. Why is my mom not here? It's always my dad, and that's what really hurt me, and it like pissed me off growing up when I was caring for him. Like, why you can't be here for your son at his games? Why can't you do this and do that for him? You know what I'm saying? That's what we kept bumping heads because like he really wanted that mother figure in his life. Now he's older. It is what it is. But with my oldest daughter, it's somewhat of tension there between it ain't bad tension, but it's more like my daughter, she looks up to my wife a lot because the way my wife carry herself, the way she treats her daughter, does for her and all of this. And my older daughter wants that same loving and everything to be about her. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying her mom don't give it to her, but when you have, more than one brother or sister in the household, it's kind of hard to have that attention. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes she feels some type of way about it. And, sometimes she say, I want to live with you. I don't like being over there. And then when I call her mom, ask her questions about the situation, instead of talking about like adults, sometimes it turns to an argument or me just, I don't like to argue. I just hang up, leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? But at times it's kind of awkward because like I said, her mom feels some type of way sometimes because like when my oldest daughter come over, she enjoys it. They do stuff. They go places. Tone does her hair. They spend time together. They do girly stuff. You know what I'm saying? Then when she gets home, sometimes she be like, Mom, why can't we do this? Like they do that. Why can't, and it makes you feel some type of way as a mother. Like, damn, like, is she trying to take my daughter away from me? Did her mom feel some type of way? Then we got a clash. But
a beef, yeah.
Yeah. So overall, I mean, it is what it is. I can't change it. It is what it is. Like,
some people have that attachment, man.
Yeah, like my daughter's to the age now, she knows where she want to be and she knows what she want to do and she likes what she likes. You know what I'm saying? So, oh shit, it is what it is. So,
he always messing up.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm a little drunk.
He clumsy. A little bit.
Damn. Oh Lord.
All right, so I guess it's my
some kids
turn
have
to
a different
weigh in.
attachment, man.
Yeah, definitely.
From my perspective,
My bad. I had to go open my door for my son.
You got the bathroom?
Of course, no one.
Almost fail. Anyways,
get someone to sit down.
Please.
My son was already older when I remarried. And like I said, me and his mother did. I mean, it's not like when we ended, like we like having to tell them that we were going to end. It hurt. It hurt him a lot. So much to the point to where he went introspective. Like he didn't want to talk to anybody. Like he changed completely as a person. And we tried to normalize it as best as possible, but that's just not normal, especially when a kid has experienced a loving home. Now, granted, it was to a point to where the love had went away, but we didn't let it get to a point to where we didn't let it get to a point to where it was like, you ain't shit, I hate you, da da da. Now, did we express that verbally? No. Could they feel it and see it? Yeah, because mom and daddy don't kiss, mom and daddy don't hug, mom and daddy don't hold hands, mom and daddy just look at each other like, I don't know who you are. Now, my daughter, on the other hand, she was a bit younger, so she was kind of oblivious to it. And like Ed's situation, my current wife now, she has had my daughter since she was 3. So that's who really my daughter identifies with. It's just now becoming a thing as my daughter starts her preteen years to really see who she wants to be in her life as an individual. Now I'm starting to see some of her mother's traits come out of her, most of them being good. I mean, for the majority, but if I have to really pin it in on something, my daughter acts like acts like my current wife a lot of the time. And as far as Malachi goes, like it literally used to be a fight in this house because he pretty much told my current wife, "You are not my mother, and you can go to shit." Plain and simple. And that's how he would treat her. Like I would get phone calls. I would get phone calls at work because they would butt heads and I would literally have to come home and break and literally have to set both parties down and go, look, this is how he is, this is how you are, and you guys gotta work that stuff out. So even though it's a hard conversation to have, you got to have it. And the best advice I can give, at least from my perspective, is to allow those two parties to spend time with one another, like to be able to see each other from their perspective. Now he just recently got out of that stage. And he's 13 now. So it took him every bit of 3 or 4 years to actually accept the fact that ain't nobody going nowhere. Now, did this cause tension between my current wife and my ex-wife? Hell yeah. Who got thrown in between it? Me. Why? Because I'm having to mediate, because I'm trying to instill a culture within our family dynamic that isn't natural. It just isn't. Well, it isn't. Well, it's not what they're used to. I won't say that it's not natural, but it's definitely not something that everybody goes, okay, well, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And now we're to a point to where it's like when somebody has an event, he literally has 6 people show up. He has 2 sets of parents and all of the siblings. He now has a blended family on his mother's side that consists of 5 kids. She just had a new baby, and then he already had, and then her old man already had 2, and then of course there's them 2. Yeah. So to grow an instant family, shouts out to the movie. If you haven't watched it, go watch it, especially if you're going through something like this. It actually makes a lot of sense, and it actually allows you to identify. But the kids definitely see it and they feel it. So you have to get to a point to where you normalize it and you go, okay, look, I know this isn't ideal, but this is where we are, and we're gonna make this the best and conducive environment for you to thrive. That's what, and you have to lay down principles with the other parent. No matter if I like you or not, these are our kids, so these are the rules. This is what we go by. There is no floating scale within that. And once you set that boundary, you then start to mend your relationship with that parent, because at least you have a set of boundaries. A lot of people that go through this situation don't set boundaries, and that's why they keep going in it. Like, not to give another gross generalization, but that's why most of the time you have people, go in and out of court. You got people back talking to one another. And then all that stuff adds up onto the kid, and the kid feels like it's their fault because they're in the middle.
Yep. And a lot of kids don't know how to handle that pressure, man. They feel like it's my fault they're like this. It's my fault. If I would have did this, they still would have been together. So that's real.
Trust me, I know how that is. So let's see. Do you highlight something? That's hilarious.
Chaffle, why are you bringing up old stuff, man?
They going for you, kiddo.
Hey, bro, that's so. Bro, y'all heard about this story, didn't y'all? Darrell, you heard about this story? So
I haven't.
I'm gonna tell it real quick since she wants to bring up old shit. So one day I get Keyshawn, I think, out of football practice. And we go to McDonald's. I don't know what the hell did I get. It was something new they had, and I get it. I'm talking about, I said everything fresh. And I think Tones got out of town or something. It was just me and him. So we get McDonald's. I'm talking about the fries was fresh. I ate one in the car. Like, that motherfucker was crunching, bro. Like, it was hard. So it was him and dude that was with us. So we get out of the car, I pull up, and you know how my porch is right there, you can park. So
yeah,
they get out or whatever, and with they food or whatever, I get up and try to hop up on the damn porch. My leg hit the curve of it, and I feel flat on my damn stomach and face. Fries went all in the
I think I did hear the story.
Bro, it went all in the bushes everywhere. I'm talking about fries everywhere. And it was kids outside the top of the hill, and they started busting out laughing. And I got mad. I looked up, and I showed them the Butterfinger. I said, F y'all. I was so mad. And
why you flip off the kids?
Because they were laughing. I was hurt, bro. Like, I wanted them fries so bad. And Keyshawn on them was dying laughing, like falling on the ground. And I was like, fuck y'all kids, man. I was like, fuck y'all. Oh, man. Sorry for my language.
Man.
I was mad, bro. Like, literally, I had a large fry, bro. The biggest fry they had. That mug fell. And, like, literally, all of it fell behind my rose bush, bro. Gone. So all I had was my damn burger and half my drink spilled too. So I like that $8 meal was through. I was so mad. I woke up and then when I got up, I was limping. My knee was hurting. All the kids was laughing. Now I showed them the burger. I just slammed the door. I was like, fuck it, bro. I was so mad. I was pissed off
kids because you dropped your fries.
And they was looking at me.
Trying to be young. Trying to be young.
Go back to Chapel said she had a question or something in the comments that she wanted to say. I don't know which one it is.
Oh, that's been a minute. I appreciate everybody commenting too. Like, this has definitely been one of the more active pods, man. So again, for everybody watching, thank you for listening and subscribe to us and share the content, please, because we definitely enjoy doing this.
Yeah, I don't see where it says Chapel. We're gonna have to.
Yeah, because I can see the comments, but you can't like stroll through them.
Yeah. We ain't got no damn like one of those PCs and got 4 monitors around us. We can just click and look at everybody's stuff.
Well,
I'm on my phone, and I still can't like scroll through this. So.
Okay.
Well, see, it's let me click on the chat. It's let me see everybody.
Are you on your phone? Are you on your phone, Darrell?
Yeah, I'm on my phone. Just let me see everybody's chat.
Wait. I scroll through it.
You see what Chapel says?
Chapel is in the research department making sure that we're accurate. So that's all it was.
Yeah, she said something about when the child is 12 years old, saying it's not entirely true that the child can choose, that it has to be in the best interest of the child through the judge or whatever. Yeah, that is right. I should have mentioned that when I did. It does have to be in the best interest of the child once the child turns 12 years old, and they take the child's opinion also. But as long as the as long as the father or the mother is in the same area, they're around all their family, the father has a room for the child, boy or girl, et cetera, then it's all up to the child to decide. So I see where she corrected me, and I appreciate it.
That's real.
So I have a question. Is our hard cut off an hour and 30?
No.
We go.
No, we try to do it.
We just at that time because we.
Yeah, because like when we mostly did it with like Marcus and stuff, we be on here like we be off task talking, laughing and stuff, and next thing we look up like, bro, we been on this motherfucker like 2.5 hours. So we had to like cut it down, like, okay, the time limit is like try to get all the topics we want to talk about within like an hour and a half. Then if we want to goof off or say whatever.
I do have a question.
What's up?
And it goes to you, Deondra. How you say your name again?
Deondra, yes.
All right, it's a question for you and other women that's on the live or whatever. I want to know, is there something that y'all would change throughout the system for us? If you get what I'm saying, as in child support. We can always go in and say what we want to change as fathers because we're the ones that's always getting the shit into the deal. But what would women that see fathers trying, what would y'all want to go in and change for the men? Your men, their men, everybody's men.
If I had my way as far as system reformation was concerned and the father is like actively doing their part. So like right now we're living in what is called unprecedented times. Not really. We had a Spanish flu back in 1920. It's fine. So now what we're looking at is we're actually living in a pandemic. The numbers have gone down as far as unemployment was concerned. But at one point, I want to say June or even mid last month in July, we were looking at about 40 million plus that had filed for unemployment. If I would change something, which I did not know that the child support regulations weren't fixed or adjusted because of that, I would definitely change it to where if a parent or if the non-custodial parent that was paying child support, especially the father, wasn't being able to pay child support, I would just completely eliminate it for the time being until they got back on their feet. And I wouldn't put it in arrears because, I mean, there were no jobs out there, or he wasn't, or the industry that the father was working in wasn't deemed essential. That's something that I would change. Speaking outside of a pandemic, if there was something that I could change as far as system reformation was concerned, is I would definitely, for me personally, I would be doing welfare checks for the benefit of the father. I remember exactly, and I haven't heard much on this within the last maybe 2 or 3 years, but I remember when you guys were talking on the podcast with part 1 last year, we were talking about how there was, I think it was a group of guys, or there was some kind of organization that was looking to put the child support benefits on a car to where that car can be monitored, and the child support just wasn't going, to pay the mom's nails, or, something that had nothing to do with the child whatsoever, like not even in an irrelevant sense or a secondary relevant sense. So what I would do is I would implement what we were talking about, those welfare checks as far as the child was concerned. You have inspections that Section 8 recipients go through to where they have, I think it's actually done through the apartment complex or wherever it is that they're receiving Section 8 or where they're living, that they actually do inspections on the home. I would implement welfare checks and inspections from a social worker, from an actual professional from the court system, to make sure that the benefits that the fathers are paying into is going solely to that child. Unfortunately, this is not y'all got my ladies, because I love y'all. But unfortunately, I do know that there are moms out there that use that money for reasons that aren't beneficial to the child, or have nothing to do with the child's well-being, whether it be, lashes, hair, makeup, any of that type of stuff. And I want to make sure that when you guys are, working so hard, that the actual money that's put onto that card is actually going to the kids. Also, y'all know I'm a true crime fan, even though y'all claim it's not normal. Talking to you, Edward. Unfortunately, there are welfare checks that need to be put into the system, because you have parents or non-custodial parents and non-custodial dads that are paying into the system for thinking that it's for the well-being of the child, and it's actually not. There was not to get too much into this, because it is very, very graphic, and I know you all have a demographic that you're getting to, and it's not a true crime demographic. But there was a case back in March of 2015 in just outside of Detroit, Michigan, where there was a mother that was had a mother of 3. She had 3 kids by 3 different men. Her name was Michelle Blair, and she was living in Section 8 housing, or I'm sorry, I don't think it was Section 8, it was public housing. She got behind on her rent. She got evicted. Long story short, as the sheriff was there to, of course, evict her from the actual apartment, they found 2 of her kids' bodies in her freezer.
I remember that story.
So, to my point, as far as like welfare checks, I also needed to make sure that the benefits that you all are paying goes towards the well-being of the child. And I also believe it just needs to be able to protect our children just a little bit more from these monsters that are posing as mothers.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, I'm in a lot of true crime groups, and before we got into an increase and an influxation into talking about pedophilia, I was seeing every single day in my true crime groups where the kids were home because they couldn't go to school during the pandemic, and there were just like literally like bodies on top of bodies on top of bodies of these kids being found because they didn't have an escape. They were in the house 24/7 with these monsters. Like I said, they were posing as parents. So I really, really need that to be implemented. Like now.
Yeah. Wow, that's
One
deep.
question on what
about
yeah, it is deep.
What about sex trafficking? Didn't that also grow as well?
Now I will tell you, as far as the numbers of sex trafficking, I haven't seen those. I'm sure that they are increased, but just the increase as far as the knowledge and pushing for, this stuff to be brought to light and people being exposed and people, being jailed and sentences being imposed, that definitely has grown. At least over the last, I'll say about 60 to 90 days since Ghislaine Maxwell was actually indicted and arrested and then indicted, excuse me.
Damn.
Yeah.
And that's a case that I've been following for about
I'm back, man. Somebody called me. I'm back.
Oh, so you're good.
Okay.
But that was a case that I've been following for about 2 years and have been just really engulfed in. Unfortunately, while I am very sensitive to abuse against children, especially sexual abuse, it's one of the more sensitive topics that, of course, many people don't like to talk about, but the numbers, they don't lie.
Yeah.
It's real out here.
Yeah. Yeah. We do.
Question: Can y'all see me?
No, we can't.
No.
Are you hiding?
No. Somebody called. My boss called me.
You might have to leave.
Yeah, and come back in. Because we can hear you. We just can't see you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Okay.
But
yeah, so that's what I would implement. Like I said, not only to make sure that the benefits that you all are paying into is being used actually for what it needs to be used for, but also to protect our kids and to save our children.
Yeah, that's real.
A lot of the time.
And a lot of men have issues with that as well. Like that's like one of the biggest topics ever. Well, I'm paying you all this money, but why you using it towards your hair or doing your nails or your car insurance or buying a new car? How do you feel about women doing that? You think that's fair that a man works his ass off and she used to take the money that she gets every 2 weeks or every month to use it towards something of her likings? You think that's right?
I think it's right to a point. Like if it's paying for something, as far as like, so for me, my self-care is going and spending money now is not possible, but going to the movies. So that's something that protects my mental health as far as my self-care, because I have your child to raise. But if it's something as far as like for my physical appearance, like I would never use my child support to pay for my hair or my nails. That's money that I actually use my paychecks for. But if it's something that is, paying for something as far as like my mental health, then I would like, I guess justify would be the proper word to being able to making sure that the child support is going.
Stephen, call me in.
So like for me now that I'm actually receiving child support, what happens is that I take the money off of the card and put it towards my daughter's debit card. So she has a green light card that money goes on to. But it also, I'm her mother and I have to, she lives in Georgia now temporarily. I'm not going to get into why, but county schools, get your
You
shit
don't have
together.
to.
Yeah.
So,
I do have a question about your topic though.
What you got?
I don't quote me. I might be wrong. I might be right. But a while back, I read that in Chicago, their child support system is where child support payments come on a card, but the card has their children's faces on it. And if you go to like a store or whatever like that, and you try to swipe the card for something that's not for the child, you know what I'm saying? Stores refuse to take any kind of payment from you. It won't let you payment. I think I've seen that from Chicago. I might be wrong. I might be right. But would you agree to something like that if it brought to the Tennessee?
I haven't seen that, but that's.
Say it again. I don't think she heard you when you said
what were they trying to buy? Do you recall like what it said?
No, it's not that. It's just they did something where it's like a debit card, but it has their child or children faces on the front of the debit card. So just say if you took the card to a grocery store and if it wasn't groceries for the household, or if you try to go to use it to get your nails done, they refuse your payment or any kind of services to you unless you come with a different card. Would you be opposed to something like that being brought to Tennessee, or something like that? That would take away a lot of women taking advantage of the child support system or getting their nails done, blah blah this blah. I understand like bills or stuff like that, but if it don't, read as a bill or something like that, I don't know how it goes if they do have it there. But I feel like that would be something that would be, kind of close to like the welfare thing that you was talking about, but it would prevent a lot of child support money from fathers being spent on unnecessary assets or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't be opposed to that because, like I said, at the end of the day, it's something that is actually going towards your child. Now, if, for instance, the card for whatever reason couldn't be used at a nail salon, but it's you taking the daughter to get her nails done for her birthday or something like that, there wouldn't lie a problem. But if it's something to where the kid's mom is just going and getting their nails done, like for me, I try to go every 3.5 to 4 weeks. Then there would, not lie a problem. So it would make sense. But like I said, if it's something to where, the girl, if it's like a little girl and you go and take the little girl for as like a reward, you go and take her nails done, then of course there would, be a problem there and there would be some friction.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, is if you want your little girl to get her nails done, I'm not saying you, I'm just saying like in general, you know what I'm saying? If you want your little girl to get her nails done, then that person should be able to do it. Can you hear me?
Exactly. No,
okay, because I think y'all muted out. But I think the parent should be the one to pay for that, and then that because that's not a need. You know what I'm saying? That's not something that the child needs. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know.
No, I'm speaking as far as like, because for me, I agree with you. Well, I think that's not an actual need. That's more of a desire, an actual want. So I get that. I'm just saying in the instance as far as like if they use the child support card to reward the child with that child support, then there wouldn't lie a problem. But I agree with you. That's more of a need and not a want. It just needs to be spent at places like the grocery, the bookstore, things of that, like stuff that's actual of like substance, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah, we remember when I was telling y'all about that Deondra and in the last episode, how Steve Harvey, it was like Steve Harvey and a lot of like these millionaire guys was talking about how a lot of these like football players and people that make millions of dollars, how they was paying like 6 figures a month for child support. And like,
I'm on the wrong track, but go ahead.
Yeah, they was like paying like 6 figures a month for their child, but they were seeing like their baby mamas and stuff with new cars and this and this and that.
Sorry.
So they were trying to come up with a Steve Harvey and then were trying to come up with a system where they had a card that the kid gets and it only could be spent on items for the child. Like you can't go and be like, okay, I'm gonna go buy a Gucci purse. It wouldn't work at all. So it was only for the child use only. So they was like, that's a good idea. They was like, because there's a lot of athletes out here that's paying like $30,000 to $100,000 a month for their baby mama's lifestyle. It's not going towards the kid. So I feel like in a way, if they did come out with a debit card like that, I think it would be a positive, but it will be some negative because, like I said, there's a lot of women out there that like I said, if you're paying a shit ton of money a month for child support, it's a lot of women out there that actually work their ass off and their jobs don't pay shit. And they
do. You're right.
And they really have to use like half their money for rent or water bill to keep their child lights on or anything. I feel like that's cool, but for you to go get your hair done every 2 weeks, or you buying a wig every 3 months, or you getting your nails done every 3 weeks with that child support, I think it's just selfish, man. Like that's very like
they may get them wigs that can be washed.
Yeah,
every 6 months.
Yeah, they do. Because like that's money that's money you can put to the side for college for the child till you turn 18. Put in his piggy, anything for emergency money or anything. So.
Especially nowadays, because it's going to be hard for African American children to even make it anywhere now. So, you know what I'm saying? Being able to grow up and be able to have something in like a savings or anything like that to be able to progress to where they want to be, regardless of what they want to do, even if we're here or we're not here, it's always a good thing because you know what I'm saying. I don't know if y'all had. I didn't have that growing up. I didn't have nobody to drop you know what I'm saying $10 in the bank account every week or every 2 days or something like that.
Who
But I
you
feel like
telling? I didn't have it. Look at shit.
First generation will.
I had
what I'm saying. And the generations are getting worse. They're getting worse than what we had growing up. And you know what I'm saying. If they don't have nothing for when they do turn 18 or when they do get to go to college, then they're not going to have nothing because the world is not going to give it to them. You get what I'm saying? They got to get out here and work as hard as we're working now. I want my little girl to grow up and be able to do whatever she wants to and have
Yeah, that's real.
whatever she wants to,
bro,
but be able to respect and be honest and everything else that comes along with this cruel ass world. You know what I'm saying? So it's just
that's why
you know some people don't think like that. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I'm saying, I went and took a life insurance policy out on me and my daughter. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I made my baby mama the beneficiary because if something happens to me, my daughter needs to be taken care of. You know what I'm saying? And I you know, so me when I first did it, I thought I was like, man, I ain't trying to have her the beneficiary because that's gonna be a lot of money going, and I don't know where it's gonna go. But at the same time, I gotta think, and I can't be selfish because my daughter has to live a life too.
Yeah.
So
that's one thing I try to do, man, differently because. And that's why I work the way I work and save the way I save. And, you know, when I buy like this house, ownership, something so my kids can have something if I don't make it. You know what I'm saying?
You keep drinking all that Crown.
They don't need that.
But it's just
get up for work.
When it comes to financial stuff, and I try to tell a lot of people, man, like if they want to listen, they can. If they don't, like the money, like I don't have issues with people styling, dressing the way you want to dress. I don't give a damn. That's your money. But you know, it's a lot of kids out here that don't need all this. They really need to have their money saved up. Like it's no way in hell. Like me and Keyshawn, my family, we live a decent life. Ain't no way in hell I be buying shoes $250 every fucking week and this and this just to dress clean. I'm not doing this shit. Like I save my money. Keyshawn need a car when he turns 16, 17, cash. If he needs to go to college, I have enough money for maybe the first 2 or 3 years, cash. If he needs a house, hopefully this house be paid off.
Generation well.
Yeah, whatever. He'll have something. It's all about the future. I don't give a damn. Long as I got a nice pair of sneakers on, a clean white tee, whatever, I'm cool. It's all about the future, man. Like I want my kids to have something. I be damn. My family for years they worked their ass off. They own stuff. They did whatever. But I'm not going through them. I'm not gonna die and my kids have nothing to fall back on. Like if my son get to a point in life, like he needs some big money for something. Hey, sell the house. Whatever you make off of it is yours. You know, do what you got to do. But you know, as Black people, man, we got to think about the future, man. We really do. Like if the money that you spend on Jordans, the money you spend on going out, buy land, come together, buy land, buy houses, buy a house, fix it up, rent it out, just to have something for your kids to have when they get out of school or when they get out of college, something for them to fall back on. And that's why I appreciate a lot of people.
The crazy thing is, it's like by the time we get old and get older, where it's time for retirement or whatever like that, all that Social Security that's coming out of our checks, all the disability coming out of our check, it's not going to be there no more.
Yeah.
And then by the time they get old, it's not going to be there for them either. So that's why I'm saying the generation is getting so crazy now, and kids are having kids and everything like that. If we don't start, you know what I'm saying, teaching and preaching and praying for what they need and what we need to give them now, they're never going to have anything because we're losing it now, and they're not gonna have it then. You get what I'm saying? So
I feel you. I feel you.
The world's crazy, and it's gonna stay crazy.
Yeah, it's like I said, man. I seen a lot of guys, man, grow up, it's bad, but I seen a lot of men grow up when they got put on child support, bro. Like it's wild now. Like child support can change you, either it can make you or break you. And
it breaks a lot of people.
And like I said, it's good that we had Deondra come on and give her a point of view about child support, how she stand. But a lot of times the women that's watching or, you know, they can't get out of their head because he ain't this, he ain't that. Don't put him out. Y'all got to quit doing it. It tears a man down. Like that, like working your ass off and seeing your check just getting taken from you. And even though I love my kids and I give them anything in the world, money or whatever, but it hurts, man, for seeing the system doing you like that, man. Like, what can you do? You know what I'm saying? You barely, I guess guys literally out here barely making it, bro. Like, it was a guy I was talking to the other day. This man has like 3 kids and 2 of them was almost 18. One of them got like 5 years. He's like, bro, I really can't wait until they turn 18. Like, man, I'm free. Like, I'm not behind on child support no more, but it's killing me. Like, I come home every 2 weeks. I got a little bit under 500. Like, how do I survive off that? You know, when you got a wife, you got kids, like you can, like, so. And that's when it comes in. What do you got to do on the side? You got to do some bullshit and pray that you don't get caught or get you another BS job. And next thing you know, you get having family issues. You work too much. You're not at home with your kids, and you get all this pressure on you as a man. Like, damn, like, what can you do to survive? And I feel like the system is so fucked up. The system supposed to be there to help us. You know, help. You know, come between, like, okay, this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. You know, come together. That's what's gonna happen. This is what you're gonna pay. That's it. Not just be okay. He making this. He's a deadbeat. Let's take all his damn money. That's just fucked up, man. Like, that's fucked up. Like, the same way if you get caught selling weed. Let's say you driving around, you get caught selling weed. So throwing your ass in jail and making a felony. Like, this supposed to be okay. This you a first time offense. Let's help you. This is what's going to happen. You're going to go to class. You're going to do this. We're going to help you do better so you have to sell weed no more. They don't do that shit, man. The system is just all around fucked up, man. Like, it really is. And I hate seeing guys struggling out here and doing what they got to do to make ends meet. So to all the women out there, man, just y'all need to make sure, is this the right thing you want to do? Like,
take it easy a little bit.
Yeah, take it easy. I'm not telling you not to do it, but think about shit. Don't be in the heat of the moment getting mad or he pissed you off or he did some fuck shit and you like, I'm gonna put him on child and let him pay. Because at the end of the day, that child's gonna be hurting.
And men don't go out here having babies that you plan on not supporting or never going to be there either. It's not just the women, it's the men too. And I see men on a daily that don't do shit.
And that's,
you know what I'm saying?
Too.
So
that's real. Like, quit going out here laying up and knowing damn well you ain't gonna be there. Bruh, this is my thing. Ain't no way in hell I can have kids and not be there for them. No matter if it's a mistake or not. That's your child. That's your seed. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's so fucked up that men actually be having kids and be moving around like you don't even know that child. You don't even be around. You know what I'm saying?
We see it every day.
Bro, I've seen guys have kids by a woman and be there for years. They break up, get on child support. This man don't even go to a football game, but he'll go to his stepson's football game. That's so fucked up. You know what I'm saying? That's your seed. He needs that support system. You know what I'm saying? Don't be out here. That's BS, man. If you like my granny always told me, you lay up, you take care of them. So, at the end of the day, man, if that's your child, take care of him. Women, if he don't, he want to be there, cut him off. That's all I gotta say. But
I'm gonna chime in real quick here before we actually end. And I know we've talked a lot about money and a lot about stipends and the financial part, but the question was asked if what would we do different to help reform this system. And I would actually start with revitalizing the social work system and getting those psych majors paid more, so that way that there would be a job opportunity and influx for us to have more psychologists, more sociologists, and for that industry to kind of spill over into this industry of subsidies, so that way that we could ensure that, hey, look, I know that my kid has a centered mental health, and so will I, because a lot of the times when a relationship breaks off, like that's a piece of you that you don't get back. So you oftentimes trying to fill a void, and you're searching and you never find it. Like I said, and most of that is attributed to mental health. Like you've got to get some type of centeredness in order to function, in order to be there for anybody else. You can't pour from an empty well, as is oftentimes been put. So like I said, that's why you see people go for the majority to relationship and not work on themselves, because they're working outwardly from an outward perspective. So I would definitely, start to retool and go, hey, look, let's go ahead and let's get some people who are qualified to deal with these issues of morals and ethics, and let's start giving these people who are lower income or not as educated a set of boundaries. And then of course, as I stated earlier, and shouts out to Darrell and the rest of everybody else, to start to build that generational wealth, to put it in a trust, to put it in a bond, and then let that kid see that money flip, because at the end of the day, if you aren't thinking in a capitalistic fashion, you are not going to make up this wealth gap at all.
Not at all. You're going to fall right back to square one, man. No, and like I said, I've told myself when I got to a point in life where I was working my ass off, got to where I was like, bro, I do not want to go back. Like, that's why I work as hard as I do. I do not want to go back in the situation unless something just critical happen. Like, hell, we get taken over by China or all the jobs leave or something. That's different. But other than that, man, people just need to be smart with their money, and for women and men out there that's on child support or put somebody on child support, think about your child's future. That's the biggest thing. That's the child's future is the biggest thing.
Yep.
It's not about us anymore. We've had our times. The children we bring in this world. So, that's how I look at it, man. Ever since my daughter was born, it's not about what I got, what I can have. It's about what she's gonna have and what she's gonna get. You know what I'm saying? So
right,
exactly.
Well, y'all, I have enjoyed this 2-hour conversation. It has been a blast. We've laughed, we've learned, we've done a whole lot of things. Do what?
I said, just go ahead and put that running time in there. 2 hours.
Oh yeah. So I want to give everybody a chance to shout out, their handles, their social media things. If they have, I know I flashed a banner with Deondra's brave bracelets.
Yes.
Go check those out. They are beautiful. Not only that, but they are handcrafted, so you're getting quality jewelry, and the things that they do for the actual body. I know I bought Chelsea one that helped with anxiety and helped with fertility. And like I said, her anxiety went dramatically down once she started to wear it on the day. Now I forget what you dipped it in or soaked it in. But like I said,
I need to holler at you, Deondra. I need that.
Okay, I got you.
But yeah, go check out those bracelets.
Cords are soaked in, and then I'm wearing a Mamba one now. Happy birthday, Kobe.
Yeah, shout out to Kobe, man. It was his birthday today. Rest up, Mamba.
Yeah. Darrell, do you have any social media handles that you would like to be followed on? Anything like that?
I try to stay away from social media a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I just really post my little girl stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm on Facebook, Darrell Bar. It's probably about 4 or 5 of them on there.
So, in other words, y'all, Darrell is a runaway criminal right now. So.
Don't you
No.
What do you mean like that for?
I just try to keep it low. I just try to keep it low a little bit, man. I try to, you know what I'm saying, stay out the way, you know what I'm saying, do what I'm supposed to do and raise my daughter. That's all, man.
That's real. That's real.
And that alone can be applauded.
I want to say one thing before we get off. We got some good episodes coming up, y'all. That me and Deondra have been talking about. I'm not gonna say what. The one I'm really excited on. Darrell can come back, or we can get some other guys.
I'm ready.
A lot of females have months ago wants to know about more relationship stuff. So basically, this episode is going to be called what was it called?
I'm ready.
How do guys act after a breakup? The things that we do, say, why do we act the way we act? when we
let me in on this.
Like it's gonna be fun. We're gonna tell some funny stories. Like, what's the craziest breakup you went through? What did you do afterwards?
I ain't telling no stories. I'll be there though.
No, but yeah, we're gonna like a lot of females want to know, like, why do we talk crazy about girls? Why do we act certain ways? So it's gonna be an episode. It's gonna be real fun. It's gonna be a lot of guys on here. We're gonna just tell you how we act, why we did it, why we do this, why we do that. So it's gonna be for the ladies, so y'all can tune in.
What'd you do?
We'll talk about on the next episode.
Yeah, you got to tune in for all that.
Yeah. It's some stuff I've never told people before. That I'm a secretive person.
Oh man,
I've cried before. I have, whatever.
That's because you light skinned though.
What men haven't?
Who's light-skinned?
No, don't do that.
No,
don't do it. Don't do him like that. Don't do him like that.
I think that's gonna be.
See, we cry dark skin. We cry dark skin niggas. Well, dark skin dudes. My bad.
You straight?
They crawl up in the fetal position and wet their pillows.
Yeah, we'll dance for you when we say it.
Oh man!
But yeah, I think that's one of the episodes I'm really excited for. I don't know, we might do one next week. If not, Deondra probably do something that he got coming up. But we got a lot of good episodes coming up. Another thing I want to do, if the NFL start this year, this is what I want to do. I'm probably gonna have on our IDK page, if y'all follow it. If don't follow it, people that can get their team record right for the regular season win $100. If you get the record right of your team, you get $100, and you can make an extra 100 if you pick who's going to win the Super Bowl. So if you get
before the whole season, right?
Yeah. So soon week one start, before they play, you pick your team, pick their record, and at the end of the year, whoever has the right record of their team win $100. Now, if you want to make more money, then the playoffs come, you pick a team that's going to win the Super Bowl. If that team wins, you can win another 100. So that's $200 you can win, free money. So anybody can play, man, girl, baby, child, whatever. I'll probably post about it a week before the season starts, so everybody can inbox me. I'll put their team down on our page, and I'll screenshot it. So end of the year come, then we'll have a winner, give them $100, a shirt, whatever. So that's things I want to give to the podcast for people listening, sharing, fucking with us, buying our merch, and so on. So that's what we got. What I got coming up. Deondra, you can go on with your thing, man.
Well, I'm down with whatever. Just let me know.
All right.
So as I end this podcast, of course, go and follow us on our handles. Continue to share the group page. Make sure that you're bringing your aunties, your uncles, your baby mamas or baby daddies to this platform, because we really want to see all people, but especially our Black community, and embrace one another. And that's one of the main reasons why we continue to do this podcast. So with that being said, as I tell you each week or each time that we do one, if you don't know by now, I don't know what to tell you. This has been the I Don't Know podcast, and you're out.
Peace.
See y'all. Them niggas is